All right, y'all. Sorry, we had to have a little brief intermission because my car got full, but I'm back now. Now, where was I? I was at HIV slash AIDS slash HIV slash AIDS slash sex. Now, I don't know why I didn't mention this in the online dating slash real dating category, but I'm gonna say it now. When it comes to online dating or even real dating, to be exact, like these are the top questions, the top four questions you ask. At least these are the top four questions I ask. Like, y'all can do what you want, but these are the top questions that I feel like you should ask and that I ask. Are you openly gay? Are you HIV positive? Do you have a job? And do you have a car? If those four questions don't match up, bye. Like, don't waste my time. Especially if you're HIV positive, because okay, for what I'm about to say, I hope I don't stir up any drama here on YouTube or anything like that. But for what I'm about to say, is this. In my honest opinion, I feel like AIDS and HIV is more common in the gay community, especially with guys, more than it is in the straight community. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, y'all can beg to differ, but that's just my opinion. And even if that's why even if, like, let's just say the guy you're messing with or the girl you're messing with, if you're bi, gay, or straight, like, you never really know who they're sleeping around with. That's why at all costs it's best to protect yourself. Like me, for example, like there are two guys, in fact, online that I met that I were kind of falling for. Well, not kind of, that I were falling hard for, but I had to cut them loose. Why? Because they were HIV positive. And one guy even had told me that, because he said, well, these aren't his exact words, but he had told me, he had said he'll know how to protect me. But in that category, HIV is not like gonorrhea, syphilis, the claps or chlamydia or something like that that can easily be cleared up within like months or days. Like, once HIV and AIDS is in your body, it's there to stay. Like, you have to constantly take medicine back to back to back to back to get it undetectable, and I don't want to have to do that. So that's why it's best to protect yourself at all costs. And there are guys online, like on websites that I've been on, like Plenty of Fish and Grinder, that guys that I met that are straight out told me that they're HIV positive. And in my honest opinion, once they tell you that, cut them loose. Well, not cut them loose, but stop talking to them, because, or you can be friends with them and just, maybe hang out with them a little bit, but there's no way you can be in a relationship, because, like I said, you got to protect yourself at the end of the day. Like, there are guys that I talked to online that have told me that they're HIV positive. There are guys online that have told me that they're negative. But keep in mind, people, guys, girls, whoever is watching this, just because a person tells you that they're HIV negative, still don't believe them. Have that guard up. Because who's to say that they're lying just to trap someone? As a matter of fact, let's just say there's this guy or girl that you're falling for. Have them agree to do an HIV test with you. That way you'll have cold, hard proof that they're telling the truth. And then y'all can go at it from there. But even if the results are negative, like, still, I feel like this is just my opinion. You can do what you want, but this is just my opinion. Still, if the results are negative, I feel like y'all still should maybe consider using condoms until you build your trust up, till you feel like you can trust that person. Then maybe don't use condoms. Like, that's just my whole opinion on that. Now, the sex category. Better yet, hold on. I remember I had got this pamphlet right here, if y'all can see it. I remember I had got this pamphlet right here. This is from the health department when I had went to go do my HIV test, in which it was negative, because at the time I wasn't sexually active, so my results were negative. And like, I had got this pamphlet, and it basically just tells you all about HIV, in which there are some things that I'm going to cover. Now, The first thing on this list, well, not list, the first thing in this pamphlet, it talks about what is HIV. First off, well, I'll just let the pamphlet tell you. It says, what is HIV? It says HIV is the virus that causes AIDS. People who have HIV in their bodies have HIV infection or HIV. Now, people get HIV and AIDS confused. There's a difference. Now, pretty much HIV is a virus, basically pre-AIDS, if you will. Like, it's basically a virus that enters your body, versus AIDS is what HIV turns into when it's not treated. Like, it basically attacks your immune system. Like, your immune system, it basically fights off diseases and stuff like that, and once it's gone, like, you're screwed, basically. And it says, people may not know they have HIV. HIV is a disease with many stages. People with HIV may have no symptoms, a few symptoms, or many serious symptoms. People can have HIV for many years without feeling or looking sick. They may not even know they have HIV, but they can still pass the virus on to others. And it says, HIV hurts the body. Over time, HIV damages the body's immune system. The immune system protects the body from disease, which I had just said. When the immune system gets very weak, other diseases and infections can enter the body. The stage of HIV is called AIDS, in which HIV turns into if it's not treated. And there have actually been people that, as a matter of fact, I watched YouTube videos, and the guys that I were talking to back then, like, from looking at them, you couldn't even tell they had HIV. Why? Because they were on their meds. There are certain meds you can take that helps the virus, like you keep taking it and taking it and taking it and taking it and taking it like you're supposed to. It helps the virus become undetectable, and like you basically just can live a happy, healthy life. Like, there are those that are on their meds that live up to 30 plus years and they still look healthy up to this day. Like, I've seen YouTube videos of people like that. And there are guys I've seen online that it says on their profile that they're HIV positive, but from looking at their profile, you wouldn't be able to tell because they look so healthy. But I commend those guys. And also, there's another piece of advice I want to say. I commend those guys that put on their profiles that they're HIV positive, because that way, if you were to get sexually involved with them and you catch AIDS, like, you can't say you didn't know, because it was right there on black and white that they're HIV positive and you decide to mess with them. So it's your fault. Like, if you decide to sleep with them anyway and you catch something. And it says, how do people get HIV? HIV lives in semen, vaginal fluids, blood, and breast milk of a person with HIV. It can be passed from one person to another through these infected fluids. And when I had went to get my HIV test, this was in Tipton, Georgia, because I work in Tipton, Georgia. I had went to go get my HIV test at the health department in Tipton, Georgia. And there was this nurse that had did my HIV test. For privacy purposes, I'm going to say her name is Leah, because I just got finished reading my American Girl Leah Clark book. But by the way, if y'all haven't seen me unboxing my American Girl Leah Clark books, I'm going to link that in the description box down below. But in which I'm going to do a review on all 3 books soon. But anyways, I remember, I'm going to say her name is Leah. And I remember she had did my HIV test. And this part that I had read, HIV lives in semen, vaginal fluids, blood, and breast milk of a person with HIV. She had said, if a woman is HIV positive, she cannot breastfeed her child, because if she is caught breastfeeding her child and she has HIV, that woman can be prosecuted, that baby can be taken away from her, that woman can be prosecuted, and she can be put in jail. And I was thinking to myself, damn, it's like that. But hey, I understand, hell, because at the end of the day, they got to look out for the well-being of the child. So, yeah. And it says, HIV can be passed during vaginal, oral, or anal sex. In which, I'm finna pull these out right here. It says, HIV can be passed during vaginal, oral, or anal sex. And before I show you what I'm fixing to show you, I'm just finna say this. I really, really hate, one thing that I hate about HIV and AIDS, I really, really hate how people associate it with being gay. For all the ignorant people out there that are watching this video, you do not have to be gay to get AIDS. Because There are those straight guys that sleep with prostitutes. There's those prostitutes that sleep with different men. There are like those junkies that share needles. Like, whether you're bi, gay, or straight, anybody, pretty much any sexually transmitted disease, anybody can get it. Like, STDs is for everybody, in my opinion, whether you bi, gay, or straight. As a matter of fact, if y'all haven't seen the movie Straight Outta Compton, the guy that had played Eazy-E, I remember it was a hospital scene in which Eazy-E had found out he had AIDS. And I remember the doctor came in and told him, he was like, man, I ain't no faggot. And then the doctor had told him, like, HIV/AIDS can be passed through heterosexual sex. And that's a prime example. You don't have to be gay to get AIDS. Like, a guy can get it from a girl can get it from a guy. Like, STDs for everybody, in my opinion. And, oh, by the way, what was I finna show you? Okay, for the gay guys that are watching this, we all know that gay sex is painful. It is hella painful. Like, I know from experience. That's why I feel like, that's why, just to be on the safe side, just because a guy tells you that he's HIV negative, still use a condom anyway. And when it comes to condoms, if y'all can see this, I highly suggest that you use name brand condoms like these. If y'all can see them. Either Trojan or Magnum. Because, let's be real, like, those unnamed brand condoms, they don't work. They could easily break. That's why I suggest using like these name brand condoms like Trojan or Magnum, because they're name brand, and plus they're lubricated. Like, they can't easily break unless you like haven't used them for years and you just leave them around somewhere. Like, that's why when having sex, if a guy tells you that he's HIV negative, use name brand condoms only. And also, well, yeah, that's all I have to say. But yeah, it says HIV can be passed during vaginal or oral or anal sex while sharing needles and equipment to inject drugs, by needles used for tattoos and piercings, or to inject vitamins or steroids, from a mother to her baby during pregnancy, childbirth, or breastfeeding, from needle stick injuries to health workers caring for people with HIV. By the way, speaking of caring for a person with HIV, I remember when I was working at the nursing home that I was talking about, and which I'm going to call Shady Pines. I remember I had cared for a man that had AIDS. And basically, they had told us to use precautions when going in that room. But remember, if you're working in the healthcare field, please remember that at the end of the day, these people are human. Like, what people fail to realize, you can't catch HIV from touching someone. You can't catch HIV from making up someone's bed. Like, at the end of the day, like, they're still human. Like, still treat them like normal. Like, the man, I'm going to say his name is John. Like, Like, I remember, like, I just treated him like just a regular old resident, whether he was HIV positive or negative. Like, I still treat him like a regular person. So, no matter if someone has AIDS, HIV, syphilis, or gonorrhea or whatever, like, still treat them like people. Like, because at the end of the day, they're still human. And it says, HIV is not passed by donating blood, hugging, kissing, or sharing food, telephones, toilet seats, towels, or eating utensils, tears, saliva, sweat, or urine, mosquitoes, or other insects. Well, duh. Now, on the back, it has a list of ways you can protect yourself. It says, protect yourselves. Use a new latex condom and a water-based lubricant every time for vaginal or anal sex. Now, it's a good thing they have brought that up. Not only do you use a new latex condom and a water-based lubricant, but, wait, no, that came out wrong. It's a good thing they have brought up the water-based lubricant because, like I said, if you're a guy, gay sex is hella painful. That's why, in the process of using a condom, always use this. This right here, if y'all can see it, this is KY jelly. This basically is a lubricant that basically, let's just say if a guy's gonna stick it up you, you basically just rub it on your behind and just, the penis just slides in easily, basically. That way, when he shoves it in you and stuff, it won't like hurt you, basically. It basically just helps the penis go in easily, basically. So whenever it comes to sex, especially gay sex with guys, like, not only use a condom, but use his KY jelly. That way, to keep from basically hurting your asshole, basically. And it says don't use oil-based lubricants, hand creams, massage oils, Vaseline, etc. can cause the condom to break, which I didn't know. It says for oral sex on a man, use a new latex condom every time. Duh. And it says for oral sex on a woman or oral or anal sex on a man or woman, use a barrier such as a dental dam, a latex condom cut and rolled out flat, a plastic food wrap. Use a new barrier each time. Which I tried a dental dam, but I really don't know how to put it on. So that's scratched out. And it says people who are allergic to latex can use a plastic polyurethane condom. These come in both male and female styles, which I haven't seen any of those in stores, but if you have seen those in stores, please comment those down below where I can get those. And it says don't have sex when you're drunk or high. Using alcohol or other drugs affects judgment and can lead to unsafe sex. Duh. Everybody knows that, but people still do it anyways. So, from what I read in this pamphlet, I hope that this advice, and better yet, the advice that I've given y'all so far, is helpful to those out there. So, next topic. The next thing on my list is acceptance. Now, what I mean by acceptance is basically coming out to your parents or coming out to your friends, basically. Now, me, on the other hand, I had a really great experience with coming out to my parents because my parents are very accepting of my lifestyle and my choices and stuff like that. But other people aren't so lucky. Like the girl that I had mentioned in my story time that my friend Amy at work had told me about. If y'all haven't seen that story time, I'm going to link that down below as well. Like, she didn't really have a really great experience. That's why I feel like when it comes to coming out to especially your parents, I feel like you shouldn't just basically come out and say it. I feel like you should basically like just sit them down in a room alone. Even if you have siblings too, like sit all of them down together in one room and just basically tell them, like just basically come out and just find like a nicer way to tell them instead of just basically coming straight out with it, basically. And if they accept it, cool. And if they don't, then oh well. Like, you basically just don't need that negativity in your life. And plus, like, don't be afraid to be who you are. Like with me, I've been gay all my life and I've had trouble accepting it. But now I'm like, hey, I'm me. This is me. I don't care who likes it and who doesn't. Like, don't be afraid to be who you are. Like, God made you, or the Creator had made you the way He, she, or it wants you to be. And if people like it, cool. And if they don't, cool. Like, don't be afraid to be who you are. Like, I like boys and that's that. Like, who cares? Like, don't be afraid to be who you are. And the last and final thing on my list is danger. Now, when it comes to online dating or even real dating in real life, please, please, with my gay guys, especially my gay guys out there, please, please, please be careful, because gay dating, or even transgenders, even like gay dating and trans dating, it kind of gets a little dangerous out there, because there are those trans women that have been killed, just like there are those gay guys that have been beaten up or killed or whatever. And that's why I feel like you all, gay guys, gay girls, or trans men or trans women, please, please, please be careful out there, because there's some of those guys out there that act like they're okay with a gay guy or okay with a trans woman just to trap them, basically to set them up to get killed. That's why I feel like if you're meeting for the first time, meet in a public place. That way, if they try to try something, people can pull you off of them and call the cops. versus meeting on at a private place like a dirt road or something like that. Like, don't go for that shit. Like, meet in a public place, basically. Only I feel like you should meet in a private place once you build up your trust and you feel like you can trust them. But if they're giving you those weird vibes, like, cut that loose. Cut him or her loose. Because your life matters at the end of the day. Gotta keep your head above water. Words from Avril Lavigne. Love that song, Head Above Water. And basically, that's just about it on this list. I hope everything was helpful to those out there that are struggling to come out with their sexuality or who need some advice. And basically, that concludes this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to link all my social media accounts in the description box down below. So feel free to add and follow me on those. Also, don't forget to turn that notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload a video. Also, before I go, I want to say I'm going to be back shortly to do another video in which I'm going to respond to one of Blaire White's videos. So, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Kenneth Campbell, out. Hello everybody, I'm back. Kenneth Campbell here. Hope y'all enjoyed my previous video. Now I'm back with another one. Again, just like with my Onision video, I'm sorry if I'm whispering because everybody in my house is asleep now and I don't want to wake anybody up, but I just want to come out here and do this response video in which the YouTuber Blaire White, shout out to you girl, I love your content, you are so beautiful, your husband Joey is fine as fuck, and like, I love your content overall. And by the way, that debate you did with Onision a while back was funny as fuck. Like, I couldn't help but laughing. But I'm gonna do this response video to which she put up a video entitled, "When is it okay to hit a woman?" I think that was the title of the video. And this is my opinion. Blaire, honey, if you're watching this, basically, it's basically some of the same stuff you said. Basically, this is my opinion. Violence to me isn't okay, period. Whether a man is beating on a woman or a woman is beating on a man shouldn't put his hands on a woman just like a woman shouldn't put her hands on a man. Violence isn't okay, period. But I believe in certain circumstances, a man has to do what a man has to do, just like a woman has to do what she has to do. Like, let's just say if y'all arguing back and forth, like, hey, arguing ain't nothing, everybody does it. But let's just say if a crazy bitch is coming at me with an axe or some shit like, Dontavius, I'm gonna kill you, or some shit like that, which is my real name. My real name is Dontavius, it's not Kenneth. But if a crazy bitch coming at me with an axe like, Dontavius, I'm gonna kill you. Hate to say it, but I'm gonna knock that bitch the fuck out. Like, I'm sorry. I don't give a damn woman or not. I'm knocking that bitch the fuck out. Or with a woman, if a crazy ass man come at you with that axe like, bitch, I'm gonna kill you, bitch. Like, you need to square the fuck up and knock that nigga the fuck out before he kill you. That's why I say violence isn't okay, whether it's man or woman or man. But in certain circumstances, you have to do what you have to do to protect yourself. Basically. So, yeah, that's just my opinion on that. By the way, I remember in that Misery movie, this ties into what I said, like, you have to do what you have to do. Like in that Misery movie, y'all haven't seen Misery, please do. It's a very good movie. It's like an old movie that came out in like the 90s or whatever. But I remember in that movie, Paul Sheldon, James Caan's character, Paul Sheldon, I understand Annie was a woman, but that crazy ass bitch was doing all that shit to him. Like, he squared up with that bitch and was beating her ass and killed her before she killed him, woman or not. Sorry, my light fell. But yeah, woman or not, like, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah, that's just my opinion on that. Like always, like the other video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to link all my social media accounts in the description box down below, so feel free to add and follow me on those. Also, don't forget to turn that notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload a video. So until next time, Kenneth Campbell, out.